That means it could be tomorrow.
What in the world is Earth? Honestly, just looks like dirt.
Oh, that's a bad planet.
Should just call it Planet Dirt.
That planet had a bad time.
Well, again, this is what happens when you piss off the elementals. They flood the world with ice, apparently.
And then they send treants after you that eat wolves.
Yeah. I just never get over that one, will I?
Like mole people living underground.
Taste like mold, walk like people. I feel that is the wrong sentence to start with, however. It sounds like more like the however. Things took a dramatic turn.
I don't know, I feel like humans have a hard enough time not killing each other that thinking like the whole world got together to work on this ecosystem crap. No, it didn't. Because I can't tell you how many people were out there going, the world's better off this way.
Yeah. Yeah,
Doing all that research is going to ruin what we have.
The common idea that if you give humanity a common enemy, they'll band together.
That's BS.
Yeah.
Half humanity's going to team up with it.
Half humanity's going to praise it, and then you get Attack on Titan, and it starts out strong, and then kind of goes and then it gets political, and you go, Then it goes back in the Titans, and then it goes political again with new stuff, and you're like,
Oh no, a mysterious hole!
A frog hole, if you will. The phenomenon.
He was astonished. My word.
Somebody broke out the thesaurus for this one.
A hole in the ground? And it's mysterious? How astonishing.
I'm starting to think this scientist is not as smart as he is, because he couldn't tell his ass from a hole in the ground.
Holy crap, a tank.
Sophia 3.
It was like when Amuro fell into a Gundam, right?
Yeah, he fell into the cockpit of the Gundam the first time. Like, Amuro just went like, and then he turned out to be psychic of some sort, and then... Is it weird that Gundam has psychic people?
It depends how you define it.
Welcome to...
Let's play Blaster Master Zero!
It's a remake of the original Blaster Master for the NES that is out on the Switch and the 3DS.
Yeah, so go buy it. Fun game. I've had a huge amount of fun with it, what little bit of it that I played.
This is honestly one of those games that I kept bugging about you to do at some point. And like at least the original, because it felt like it's a Metroidvania, but I don't know, you just never seemed like you clicked well with it.
I don't know what it was. I always looked at it and I went like, I mean, it's okay, I guess, but it doesn't grab me or anything, but I don't know what it was. I started playing through this one, and I've just been having a blast. Like, it's just been great fun. So, one thing many of you may have noticed from the very beginning is the story of this game is actually not exactly the same as the story from the NES one, considering the fact that there are two different stories for the NES one.
From the NES one, the main protagonist is a kid that goes out for his pet frog that fell down the hole, and the whole time he's trying to find the frog and falls into Sophia like Amuro with the Gundam.
In the West, anyway.
In the Western version.
In the Japanese version, the original version, very, very generic story. Bunch of aliens, humanity built a tank, go kill the aliens. You gonna tell us the story again?
Tell us the story again.
One of these buttons is not.
Why is it always
don't tell us
America that's on the map?
America. So this story, instead of just taking a random kid chasing his pet frog into a hole, we've actually set up this whole story about the life of the planet up until this point, humanity having lived underground for a while. We've got a scientist, a very anime protagonist scientist.
He's actually 45, but just because he's anime, he looks like he's 17.
That's how it always is.
Yeah.
Chasing this new project that he was studying, a frog that fell into a mysterious hole.
That he dubbed Fred.
The Fred is the name of the frog in the NES version.
Yeah, it's his pet frog.
And the main dude's name is also Jason in the NES version. So it's great fun. You may have also noticed that there's two of us here. gonna start up our game. We're gonna play some video games.
We're gonna start up the file that isn't us.
And we're gonna play on
through it.
multiplayer.
That's right.
Because this game is multiplayer!
I get to play the assist version. That's right. In this game, I'm
Yeah.
Tails.
So I'm going to hit 2 buttons.
Oh. And I'm going to hit 2 buttons.
There we go.
There we go.
And then
So-
press the right button when ready, and off we go into Area 1. In our newly found tank, Sophia.
Or anime take Sophia.
So in the English version, the tank was also called Sophia. In the Japanese version, the planet was called Sophia.
So was it like one of those, like, we invaded their planet, or it was just like, it was Sophia the whole time?
I forget.
You maniacs! It was Sophia the whole time!
So this is cool, though, because they just told us all that story about, like, humanity living underground and all of that, and so we get to see this is the crap that we built in order to do it.
Hey buddy, here I am!
Hey! So I can drive around a tank. Let me go.
I'm just a reticle here.
I'm
I can
dancing.
fire. I can drop a warp shield.
Oh!
Oh my god. Space pirates already? And you
Okay,
see that?
so I can shoot. I can only have 3 bullets on the screen at once. I can angle up. I can shoot straight up. You move in the tank a little slippery-y, but something about it still feels good. It doesn't feel like... It doesn't feel incorrect or bad. It feels appropriate.
As for me, you can see the little reticle I have. I have a flashing, the upper left part of the reticle is flashing. That's because if I press the L or R button, I can actually add support by dropping health and support items for for Jason and Sophia right now. So once the reticle is actually filled up, I can actually start dropping up. See? Right now I can go, hey, you look like you need some health, so... And drop a little green health pellet for
Hey,
you.
health! So while I'm in the tank here, there is going to be 2 different power-ups that we're going to find. Green and blue. Green... I'm just going to wait. Green is health, and blue is ammo for my cannon, because I can do this.
Missiles.
And right now, those missiles are the only sub-weapon that I have. Oh man.
Thank goodness this tank that was underground for God knows how long still works for some reason.
And can somehow track this one exact frog that we happen to be wanting to find.
Maybe a problem with that. Hey, save point.
Oh yeah, saving our game.
Ooh, a ladder. I wonder
Okay,
what
so the
that
tank,
means.
yeah, the tank can't go down this ladder, but I can get out. Look at me go! And then I can go down this ladder. Slowly. Slowly.
He's dead now.
So when I'm not in the tank, I do take fall damage. So I have to be careful about how far I fall. But you get little things like this that you can only go in as you.
Jason.
And then you get this completely different little gameplay thing where I can run around, I can shoot.
And now my support items have changed. As you can see, the yellow and pink one have shown up. Yellow means I drop bombs. The pink one means I drop weapon support. Weapon upgrade support.
Okay, so this actually confused me for a little bit because I didn't read the manual. So I'm going to speak very briefly on what the weapons work, how the weapons work in this game. Is every one of these little pink things you pick up actually increases this button, this gauge, letting you choose like effectively stronger and stronger weapons. We picked up 3 of these power-ups, so I can go down and I can pick this. I didn't want
Shotgun.
that one. This one is each one of these shots is different. It's not just strictly better, though a lot of them are just better.
Can you shoot into that? Like there's that weak point down there. Can you shoot
Oh,
that?
I can probably bomb it. I also have bombs, which, much like the tank has bombs. So I can go, ka-choo. And now I can go, hey, look at this. And it gets all wiggly.
How about this? I'll just give you another upgrade.
Oh. Oh, that's a barrier.
That's very weird.
Works very briefly, but I like this one.
Not as good. It's, I guess, more for if they're enemies around that are shooting.
Okay, so I was concerned at first that there was going to be like ammo, so the more I use these better weapons, the less I'm going to be able to use of them, and that's not actually true at all. Instead, it goes down when you get hit. So you can continue to use, like, the best weapons in the game. This one's neat. You have to hit somebody with it to tell what it does, but it's neat. Look at a map! So this was neat because if you hit a single enemy with it, it hits every enemy on the screen.
Oh. Pretty nifty.
But yeah, as long as you don't... Ah! I can die. So as long as you don't get hit, you can effectively continue using the strongest weapons in the game. Which is pretty nice. There are other power-ups that you'll be getting. This game does play very, very much like a Metroidvania. Because it kind of is. God. Gotta go in the cave. I forgot which weapon I was on. Okay, it's okay, you can just kill everybody.
Well, I can only provide so much support. You can stun enemies with your shots. I can't. I'm just straight up. I'm a straight up support character, so. I didn't know you had machinists up to 70.
Yeah, I've been taking it in my off. So these little blue guys, if you get in front of them, we've been killing them before they do anything, but if you get in front of them, they will, like, shoot down across you, after you, like that. You can tell which direction they're gonna go, though, by looking at the directional little moving pattern on them.
Real quick.
So you can see that guy? So you can see this guy here will go left and...
Oh, yeah.
The guy on the left will go left, right. Top guy goes up and down. And he gave me another thing, which means I've got the DNA beam! So DNA beam is...
Win, so far,
yeah,
so.
it's the you win button, for the most part.
Huh. Is there a way up or around?
No, this is a pretty small area. There's not a lot here. There's a bunch of neat stuff up there, though, but I'm not going through those spikes. You also get a map in here. I hit the right button to get to the map. So there's not actually a lot in here.
I guess it was just that you needed stuff. I really thought you would have gotten an upgrade in here.
Yeah, you don't there's a lot of these little side areas, but there's not necessarily an upgrade in every one of them.
It's just for your score.
So DNA beam is nice because, for one, it's wider, so I can hit guys without having to be directly in front of them. And it goes the whole length of the screen, unlike the first one, which goes that far.
Yeah.
And it's pretty garbage. And it also pierces, so it doesn't hit walls or anything. So you can just wreck. Now you can go underwater. Hey, there's a guy over there. I can't hit him, oh no. I'm gonna leave. He's sort of shooting at you and it's kind of unpleasant. You can go underwater just very poorly.
Ah, naturally.
Yeah, got it. So we're just gonna slowly make our way underwater.
Is that an Ammonite?
Take that, Metroid.
It's an Ammonite.
Your tank cannot do much underwater, but Jason can swim. Swimming underwater.
It's dead now.
So sadly, when you're not in the little sub-areas, you don't get to use your fancy, like, crazy guns and things.
Kind of a shame, really.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically that is...
I guess it's there to keep you in the tank.
Yeah, it is Sophia's lair.
As much as you supposedly can.
So there's 3 different kinds, I've effectively mentioned this already, but there's 3 different kinds of ammo that we'll be finding as Jason in these little side areas. Whereas when we're in the tank, there is the blue and the green. Green is health, and blue is, like, ammo for
Fuel.
It's ammo for your sub-weapon,
Yeah.
like the missiles. Whereas as Jason, you'll be finding 3 power-ups. Those little yellow ones are ammo for our bomb. The pink ones upgrade your weapon, and the green ones are still. I wouldn't bother breaking all of these, but we have crazy lasers. Well, I have a crazy laser.
You are a crazy laser.
I do like lasers.
And they are crazy.
Ah! Oh no, I got hit!
Oh no, but there's
I'll just grab that then.
there's an upgrade there.
Just go to...
Oh, look at that. You got health.
How about that?
Oh,
Save point! So,
For kids.
these little save points usually mean there's going to be a boss in the next room.
Which is, of course, why it's being generous with the power-ups and everything.
Oh, I remember this one. This one is, sometimes the bosses aren't like
The
a
lair
boss.
of 1,000 boss.
Sometimes the boss is just... I missed.
It was kind of like a wave thing.
Yeah, I forget if it's timer-based or, like, kill them all based.
That was kind of sad on their part. Just the way you just like destroyed the shit out of them.
Yeah, this electric one is really nice for this boss just because there's so many dudes. And you can just hit all of them.
Assuming that's why they keep dropping power-ups in case you need them.
Like, there's so many dudes. A lot of these are bomb power-ups they're dropping, too.
Hey, beat the boss.
Heck yeah, look at that crap. Give me that.
Thunderbreaker.
Thunderbreaker.
From directly beneath Sophia.
And usually after you beat a boss, instead of having to run back, they just kind of port you out.
Why wouldn't they?
So this pretty spiffy suit armor here was probably apparently also in Sophia. So that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, you fell down in just like your
You fell-
Sunday
I've-
afternoon.
Yeah, fell down into a suit of armor in a tank. Just, pfft, I'm armed.
What are the odds of that?
Okay, so now that we got that, now that we can shoot directly below us,
Which is probably important for some reason.
I will say there are some things that are actually kind of difficult to do in Sophia. For one,
Oh, that actually killed those.
there are some enemies that generally stay very low to the ground. Like those mines. If I'm actually standing next to them, I cannot shoot them. Which is why I'll occasionally just get out and then shoot them.
Which I'm assuming is what they want you to do, or you can use your sub-weapons.
Yeah, that or sub-weapons to take care of them. Actually, oh, well, never mind. But now that we have you helping me out, that's not quite as big a deal.
If you'd keep the screen still, for goodness sake.
Oh look, I'm trying to go places.
I know, but everyone knows tanks aren't good. That's why we have the lowest agility.
Okay, so we got a new
It
sub-weapon.
does damage too, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, we got a new sub-weapon, so I can select that, and then when I use it, it goes below me. And that's pretty alright. Oh, there's also a save point over there, so let's go save. And that'll probably be a good calling point for today. So until next time, everyone, we are playing Blaster Master Zero, and we are here. Oh, there's angry guys. Look at those angry guys. Gonna have to go take care of them.
Back to the beginning?
I'm sure we will. Maybe.
Probably.
Probably not.
Never. Who goes back to the beginning in a Metroid game?
Really.